Hello, my name's Emma Kane, and I've been working at Hurting to Healing as an administrator since February 2019. I started my time at H2H as a volunteer administrator, and after going an extensive interview with Zoe and Gail in March 2019, I'm happy to say I became a paid employee in the April. Initially, I was working 8 hours a week, spread over 2 days. My responsibilities were basic administration, walking the therapy dog Lottie, and helping out the practice manager Amanda in the office. I felt very welcomed and settled in very quickly. Within 3 months, it became apparent that much more help was needed to meet all the demands of H2H. It was a hive of activity with many different processes and events to coordinate, so my hours increased to 24 a week. My role by this time had developed into helping with a wider spectrum of activities. Obviously, Lottie wasn't going to let me forget what was truly important, and that was to get her out for her walks. Within the office, I was involved in producing literature for clients and counsellors, which included getting involved with mapping office processes. I was drafting funding applications, processing finances, having implemented QuickBooks, and making sure the counsellors and clients had everything they needed for things to run smoothly. It was at this point I started meeting many more of the H2H family, majoritively our counsellors and clients. A very interesting mix of people from many different backgrounds with one common agenda: to get help for or help adults who had survived childhood abuse. I was tentative with my interaction with clients at first. As the first face they saw as they arrived at Seaforth House, I wanted to protect them and make sure that I didn't say or do anything that would disrupt the reason they were there. I soon felt comfortable that many just needed a warm smile and a hello for them to feel reassured to enter the building to start their sessions. The volunteer counsellors were an amazing group of people, many of whom had busy working lives outside the world of H2H. I learned this form of counselling requires great skill and understanding, and it wasn't until I joined the team that I realised how very little awareness there is from the general public with regard to abuse and trauma. It was difficult at first coming across some of the written statements clients have to make before they begin counselling. Help was always on hand for me to deal with any possible distress, and I learned to get a great sense of satisfaction being part of a hopeful solution. For numerous reasons, it was decided in February 2020 that H2H would have to close. This was a real shock and ultimately overwhelmingly disappointing for those who will need this service in the future, but also to those who have been instrumental in the formation and continuation of H2H. It has obviously required huge amounts of effort over the years, coordinating essentials such as funding, retention of counsellors, development, training and supervision of counsellors, and a continual development of a wide variety of training courses, conferences and seminars. H2H managed to secure 2 rounds of lottery funding over the last decade, which were an amazing achievement and essential to the continuation of H2H. Unfortunately for H2H, funding was never provided by the NHS, and the continuation of lottery funding was also unable to continue. When it was understood there would be no more lottery funding, Zoe and Gail were only too aware that something major needed to happen to save H2H. They had the foresight to come up with a great idea, a separate business called One-to-One Choice Counselling that would act as an agent to provide counselling to private clients. Unlike H2H, the counsellors would be paid, and the revenue stream made from one-to-one choice counselling would support H2H's core business. Unfortunately, after much consideration and planning, one-to-one choice counselling was not able to launch. I have learned so many things from being part of the team at H2H, and I've really enjoyed my time here. I would like to thank all those who have helped me develop skills along the way. And now is the sad part. The final stages of the closure of H2H, a place that has helped so many for years. We will endeavour to wrap H2H up with the most accuracy and respect.